Give my camera a second. Hi guys, how are you doing? Today I'm doing my editing your DIYfish inserts video. I finally got this set up in my office where I could print the pages and show them to you and everything all at once set up. I think it's good. I just kind of wanted to give you an overview of what I'm going to go over. The first thing was, I'm looking at my notes here, hold on 1 second. First thing somebody asked me about was, what is the PC equivalent? We are exclusively a Mac household, so I know that Adobe offers these this kind of program so that you can edit PDFs. From what I could see online without purchasing a subscription, I believe it's Adobe Acrobat is what you need to have, and then you should simply be able to open your PDF and do whatever you want to it. I know now you can do signatures and you can circle things and highlight things and make notes and all kinds of stuff, but it looks like you have to have a subscription to be able to play with it, and I don't have a PC, so I couldn't play with it, but that looks like the way to go if that's your option. Now, that being said, on Mac they have an app store for the computers, so if I want a specific app, I can most likely buy it or a program and it downloads to my laptop and I'm set. I'm assuming that Mac PC has the same, but again, I don't know that for sure. So that's where I would start, is with Adobe, and see if you can figure it out. Hopefully when I show you what I'm doing here, maybe some of you that are more PC savvy are going to say, oh wait, I know a program that'll do that. Some people have asked me about Publisher. I used to use Publisher a lot when I was teaching about 5-10 years ago. I loved it. I remember I used it for a lot of things, but I'm so far removed from that now, I don't think I could help you with Publisher. But I do believe that that's a program that could work as well. Another thing was, somebody asked me specifically about editing monthly pages, so I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm also going to do, I'm going to do a page, print it, and then show you what I have when I cut. Somebody mentioned on, I think it was on Instagram, that when you do an overlay, you print, then you cut it to A4, then you put it back in your printer, and then you print your overlay. I do not have to do that with my preview. I edit it and then I print it, and it's all on one sheet. I don't have to cut but one time, and that's at the end when I'm ready to put them in my Filofax. So I want to show that. The other thing somebody asked about was blank pages, the graph paper. I'm going to show you where I find those and what it is that I do. They're usually at the end of each month. I haven't come to a month yet that didn't have them. And when I get to the end, I will print, 10 extra pages or 15, whatever I think I need. And then I just keep them in my box so that if I need paper, I can just pull it out. It's already cut. I just punch it when I'm ready to use it. So I wanted to show you guys that. And then if I don't use it, then the next month I won't print more. It's just, I just keep a running pile of it to make sure if I need it. I think that's pretty much it. I was going to show how I edit my things and show you guys a couple of ideas of things you can do to make these work for you, and then show you guys how to print them. So hopefully this will be helpful and we'll be able to get through this in one take. If there's anything I don't cover or something specific that you would really like to see, please give me a comment below, let me know, and I'll definitely look at it again. I think that's everything. So let me get set back up on my laptop and we'll get started. Hi guys. Okay, hopefully this is going to be a good enough view. I tried every camera lens that I own, and this is the best, crispest view I could get. Everything else was either super close and you couldn't really see what I was doing, or way too far back. So I hope this works. I did keep autofocus on because as I'm filming, to keep everything in focus, it needs to be on autofocus. I tried it on manual and it was not working. So let's go through this. The first thing that I wanted to show you is what I do with my fish inserts. So on a Mac you have Finder, and that's kind of just where all your stuff is. I think on a PC there's a window here too that does the same thing. And what I do is I go to my documents, and under documents I have a folder called planning. And what I have done is I have put all my planning stuff in there. So all my fish inserts are here. Okay. Oh, now we're out of focus again. Hold on. I'm trying to... No, you're not bringing it in focus. Hold on, guys. I'm trying to make sure. There we go. Okay. So when I come into my folder, I have DIYfish 2016, which is all the files for this year. I have my edited folder, my trial folder, and then these other 3 are unrelated to fish. So my trial is anything I purchase a trial of, I put the file here. That way, if I have to go back and want to buy it again, I can find it. I know where it's at. And then on under edited, hold on. We're gonna try it on manual because it is not behaving. So let's see. Okay, so under edited is where I keep all of my files after I've edited them. And so what you'll find here, and these are a couple that I've done samples of, and I'll show you what they are. All my project planning pages, my weekly 3.2, which is my Challenge A lesson plans, my weekly chart, which is my personal chart that I do, and then my weekly fold. And the weekly fold is for my younger kids' lesson plans. So these are the files that I specifically edit every month. I do it on a monthly basis. And what I try to do, and I can show you this, is I've got all the way up to May. I don't think May is complete, but May has started. Yeah, I've started May. I do all of these a month at a time, and I'm several months ahead. So I'll sit down and watch something on Netflix and just kind of fill out my weekly chart with what I want it to have. And I have my A5 here so I can show you on the back of Monday is how I do these. So I print just the chart and then reinsert it and print it to the Monday it belongs to. So this is my weekly chart. I'm trying to see if you guys are focused in. Just a moment. Make sure y'all can see it. Okay. So I type all of these in each month. And I do them individual text boxes so that I can move things and line them up because that's what I need to do. But somebody asked me, could I do it in one fell swoop? And I think you can if you're not going to have things over here. And I'm going to show you that when we go through them. So let me turn the manual focus back off. Let me get it back on my computer. And that's not in focus. There we go. Okay. All right. So that's what we're looking at printing up and showing you. So what we're going to do is I'm going to kind of go through and just show you a couple things that I do, and then we will go from there. So let me show you how I get to this point. So I go into my DIYfish 2016 folder, and we'll start with a daily page. I don't normally edit those, but we can pick that and start off. So I'm going to open my file, and I divide them into print A4 and print letter just so I know what I'm picking. And we're going to print letter, and we're just going to do January because this is just for you guys, so I can do January. So let's get down to January, the last week. Let's pick Friday. Okay. So when you decide to edit this, you're going to hit this toolbox right here in the corner up here. And when I hit that, it's going to tell me that it's going to say original document can be changed, so it's going to open the copy. And that's okay. I already opened this and did this, so I just wanted you guys to see how I get to this point, okay? So when I hit the text box, it came up right here, and you can totally edit this. So if you go up here where the letter A is, I can change the font, the size, I can make it bold, I can make it centered in the box, I can make it to the right, to the left, or just straight, if that's what I want. So I can do however lineup you want, whatever it is you want to do. Now, for this, I find these pages hard to type because it depends on what it is you wanted to do. But let's say that you wanted to mark your dad's birthday. So you could write Dad's birthday, and you could take it and put it up here if that's where you wanted to remember it, or you could move it under the date and actually have it like right there. You could, if you're going to add it to a to-do list, and let me show you that real quick. If you go over here to lines, and we could say we're going to create a line and we want it to be a narrow line. Shape, I'm sorry. Let's go to shape. I'm going to draw a line. And then you can take this line and we can move it exactly where we want it to be. So I'm going to put it right here. And you guys have seen me do this on when I just draw them in. But you could totally do this on your computer. So you just get it lined up, and there you go. So now I have my to-do list line. You guys see that? So I could add Dad's birthday up here to the top, and that's going to be one of my to-do lists. Okay? Now, if you wanted to get really fancy, we could do a star, and we could just make it small enough, teeny tiny, that we can, oh, I didn't mean to do that. Hold on just a sec. Oh, let me see if I can, there we go. So you slide out and you can move it in, and there you go. So now you could totally do, you know, shapes down the side if that's what you wanted. If you wanted to do, oh, they even have rounded corners. So you could, you know, totally just make, you know, your square exactly where you want it, as small as you want it. Oh, that makes it a circle. Well, it shouldn't have been a circle. The other thing that's kind of nice though is that it lines it up so that makes sure you have everything straight. So you can create that. You can create lines and divide pages however you want. I do this for my to-do, but let's say on your schedule you wanted to have your time and the kids' time. You can do that. Another thing you could do is, let's do a line. And we're going to make that line a lot bigger. So I make it like, you can make it that big, you can make it that big. And I could say I want it to look like this. Okay? The other thing you can do is you can change the color. So let's say we want it to be, let's say red. It's important. So then you can take your line and you can move it. And let's say we put it at 5 a.m. Because that's, you know, I use washi for this, but let's say you wanted to mark it that it's 5 o'clock and you guys are leaving for a trip or whatever it is you guys are going to be doing. You can add line in there. You can also type on top of this line and let's say leave for trip. And you can take this and you can put it on top of your line. And I know it's hard to see that, but you could mark exactly what it is. You could divide this in half and use it for yourself and for your kids. You can color code. There's a lot you can do with this to set it up. Now, a lot of people would say, you know, this takes a lot of time, and it does. But if you wanted to just go through and put your lines in, you could do that while watching Netflix. And that's when I do it. I sit down and watch something on TV and kind of zone out and just get it done. I don't know why that box is there. But normally there's not a box around it. See, text looks like that. So I'm not sure what I did there, but that's okay. But you guys get the idea. So you could create this as much as you want. I feel I will probably put the to-do lines in for March because I've already printed February. I won't do these because I have stickers and I have stamps. But if you don't have those and this is what you want, you know, gosh, you can even do hexagons. I mean, and of course now it's doing them in the colors because I had changed the colors. So let's fix that back to where we had it. And then you could just get it to the size you want. And there we go. And then we move it up here and it lines it up for you. and gets everything centered. So you have a lot of options of how you would like to customize these. So you can create your to-do list. You can add text in if there's things you do every week. If you had a list, something that somebody did ask me about for the weekly chart, and I believe this could work. So we're going to test this out. So let's say our first thing is we're going to do laundry. I'm a stay-at-home mom, so laundry, clean the kitchen, 15-minute pickup. So these are the 3 tasks that I do. Let's just say I do them every single day. And I just want to copy and paste that so that it appears every single day. So you're going to highlight, well, get inside the box first. Let's do that. Saturday. And we're going to hit text and we're going to type in there and we're going to copy and paste. And that's with Command V. Command C copies, Command V pastes. And there you go. You're lined up. You can line this up however you see fit. If you want them on the lines, it's going to be a little tricky. If it's important to you to do this in one fell swoop, I think you're going to have to let go of it being perfectly online. If you are okay with, you just want it in there so that you can check them off and you're going to put your own check marks and the lines really aren't that important, there you go. I find that if I use somewhere between a 10 to 12 font, they line up pretty easy, but it would bother me, so I would do it individually. Now these I write in every day. I don't type these because for me they're different every single day. My weekly charts are pretty much the same, and you could also, with your monthly charts, have things be the same. Somebody had asked me about monthly charts as well, and I'm going to look real quick. And I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do with my monthly, so I won't be typing those in, but you could do that too. You could type in everything and just keep up with it in that way. Yeah, so it's really up to you as far as what it is you're looking for and how precise you want this to get. So this would be a way to edit your daily pages. Now, I'm going to print page 60 and 61. So, I'm sorry, 59 and 60. Because somebody asked me, they were saying that when they edited using Photoshop, that they had to print it, then cut it, or cut it to A4, then go back in and reinsert it and print it. And I was like, I don't understand that. When I edit mine, I edit them before I print them, and then when I print them, they just come out done. And it's printing right now, so give me just a second. Let me grab it. Or, well, it's going to take a minute. Let me show you this first. Another thing people asked me about was blank pages. And at the end of the file, when you go over here, and so far every month it's had one. 60, you'll see that 63 and 64 are both graph pages. So what I do is I will take them and print them out, and I do maybe 10 if I need them, and they're front and back, they're the graph. Then all you have to do is cut them and you're good to go. So that's one way to get the blank graph paper. Then when you've printed your page and you have everything set up the way you would like it to be, you simply print it. Now I have a Epson printer that uses AirPrint. I'm trying to slide back, and so it's compatible with all my Apple products. So here it is, printed with my text, and then all I have to do is cut them out and put it in my planner, and it's done. On the back is the blank page, just as the file does. And now I use a different paper when I print mine personally, but this is just for you guys to see. So everything is typed in, it's printed up. I can go back. I did not keep the line on this one. I think the line is on the other one. Let's go back. Yeah. So here's another one. And if I printed the entire file, you'd see everything's going to print off with it on there. So if you have a particularly busy month and you know you've got some stuff coming up, or these are things you put every single day, or you know you're going to work from 8 to 5 every day, those are things you can do. You can also color code. That is something I do. So on Fridays, typically my daughter has class. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose my line, and she is in class from 10 to 11. But so that you guys can see this, I think let's just make it till 1 just so you can see. So you get it lined up and you can see it on there, and you just kind of play with it to get where it is. But my daughter's color is yellow. So I'm going to make the line a little thicker, and I want to turn this off. And then I can come in here and I can pick a color. So Eleanor's color is yellow, and you can see that I've blocked this time out, and I could put in a text box and say Eleanor's class. And I just take my text, I move it over. It's going to line it up somewhere, but you don't have to put it there if you want it up here. You know, you can do it however you want, but I can put it there, and there we go. And let's say that happens every single Friday. So I go through my month, I add in all the things I want added in, and when I print them, they'll be done. I personally don't do this because things change. Things change a lot. So I don't particularly do that in here, but if you have a very set schedule, you're working, you work 8 to 5 Monday through Friday, and you just want that marked, you could just do the color line for yourself. You know, if I wanted to say, we homeschool every day from 8 to 4, which never happens, but let's say it did, I could do a big purple line 8 to 4 every day. I don't have to write it down because I know what the purple means. And you can really play with this and do a lot with it. You've got your shapes over here. They're very basic, but you have shapes, your text, you have different size lines. You can make them really big, little, you can make them dash, you can do arrows, you can have shadows. So if I say I want this to be a shadow, I can hit this and, it's not going to do it because it's this way, but if it was the other way, it would work. So you have a lot of customization, you have a lot of things you could do. And you can just kind of play with this and move it around however it is you see fit. And then if you wanted an arrow, you could simply pick an arrow and say you were doing that all day. You could mark it that way. You can really do whatever you want with it. So that's a quick version of how you could edit and what you could do with your daily pages. The other thing that was specifically asked of me was monthly pages. And monthly pages are not something I typically do myself. But what I did open one. So let me go back and play with the one I opened already. I think it's this one. Yes. So this is February. So if I wanted to edit February, the first thing I'm going to do is turn it so that it is this way. Now, if I keep it this way and I put a text marker on it, let's say I wanted to my birthday month, let's just say. It's not, but let's just say. I wanted to do something fun, and I decide I want to make this really big so it's easy to see. If you do it when it's this way, it is going to be orientated this way, okay? And when I turn it, you're going to notice the text turns with it. So if you wanted to put some things that way, you can, but you don't have to. You can rotate it, and let's say I'm going to add, I have to make this font a little smaller again. So I just do the control here, make it smaller. We're going to make it 11. And I'm going to say pay bills. And then you would just move it. Every now and then it'll highlight everything, and that's not what I want it to do. But you just pay bills. You want it to be up here at the top. You mark it. You go. Now, you can... It just wanted me to make that smaller, and I don't want to do that. So we're going to do that. You can, if I could do it right. Why is it? Oh, let's just center everything. There we go. So pay bills. And then I come in here and I put my cursor at the end and I hit down. And I want to make sure I'm exercising, filming, YouTube videos. Make this a little bit bigger so everything's on one line. And then I can move all of those things around if I want. and you can line them up pretty good if you're in a straight line. And then you want them all to be over to the left, you can do that. And now everything's lined up and you have edited your monthly chart. So if you have a very basic thing that you do every month and you want to follow it and have it printed, this is how you can do that. When you're finished, you want to flip it back to the orientation that it came in so that they print correctly. And as you see, these are on the lines the way they're supposed to be. And then you still have this up here. So you can really play with this and have some fun. You could do colors. Let's say, what can we do here? Let me flip this. Let's say you pay bills. I'm military, so we pay bills on the 1st and the 15th. So I could pick a star, I think. Let's see. I'm trying to figure out a way I could do this because I don't know if these are solid or not. Can I? Ah, I can. Cool. Okay. Perfect. So if I want to, let's do a star. Now that I know what I'm doing, let's do a star. So I have a star on here and I can make it as small as I want. And I'm going to put it on the 1st. Now, obviously this is not ideal, but I just want to show you what you can do if you want. So I've got my star on here and it's on the 1st. So I know I've got to pay bills. And then I'm going to copy and paste it. I did 2. And I'm going to move the second star over to the 15th. And you guys see, if you go up here, there's a guideline. I don't know if y'all can see that, the yellow line. It's going to make sure that you have everything even. So if I have those 2 things that I want to mark each month, you could mark them. I think that another thing we can do is, oh no, I don't want to do that. Sorry. Undo mask. So you can do a mask on there, and I'm not doing that. But you get the idea. If you want to mark things, specifics, you can. And you can make them however you want them to be. So these are some things you can do on the monthly chart. And then again, we want to put it back to the way it was. And then in your month here, I've already edited, added a few things. You could type in birthdays. Personally, what I do is I mark birthdays out here in this list because I use this. If you remember, I mark all of our month, like we're in class all Mondays. We have spring break, we have karate every Thursday. I use my washi tape to mark that. So I don't write in these boxes. I list all birthdays and anniversaries in a list over here. But if you wanted to put in the birthdays, you most certainly can. You hit a text and you could say, you know, Susan, and so let's say Susan's birthday is on the 9th. So you can move it over here. You can put her on the 9th. You can center it. And there you go. And so when you print, Susan's going to show up. It'll be there. As soon as you print it, it will be there. So you can go through your month and fill all this stuff out. If you know you're going to use this for monthly to-dos, you could easily make a text and say monthly to-do list, and you simply drag it up and you can put it in. I don't think it'll mark center, so you kind of have to eyeball. And then you can make it a little bigger, and let's say you want it to be bold, and you can make you can customize this to be what you want it to be. The thing that it looks like makes these easier is you don't have to cut the paper, reinsert it, and reprint it with the overlay. So I hope that's helpful. You could do that. You can also, these little check boxes, I usually cover this with washi tape, but if you have 2 tasks that you do every single month, you can put them up there and have it typed in and do it. So I hope that makes sense. Then when you flip everything back so that it lines up, we're going to print. And on my Mac, I print 2-sided printing option. I choose long edge binding. Oh no, wait, short edge, because this is different. We want these to bind this way. So the short sides bind together. and then we're going to hit print. And then when this comes out in just a moment, I will show you what it looks like. I hope this is helpful. I'm sure this is going to raise more questions. And if it does, please, please, please let me know. I'd be happy to do another video or maybe do a quick Periscope and answer specific questions. But honestly, that is how each thing gets edited. So when I go into something for the first time, I go into the original file. These are how they come. I have my project planning pages, my weekly fold, my monthly, my 3.2s, and then you have A5 content pages. I don't use these. I want to, but I'm still learning. But it's the same concept with all of these. You can simply go in, create a text box, copy and paste, and move them along. My month is done. Hold on just a second. So when I printed these, here's February, and I did the A4 or the A5. Oh, and I did not show you this. Hold on one second. I did mess up one thing. But you can see all the text is there. And then on the other side, I have Susan's birthday. I have Mom 17 here, my monthly to-do list. So you can do a lot. Now, if you're like me, last year when she switched from 2015 to 2016, the months, they changed and they did the legal paper. I could not get the legal to work no matter what I did. So what I do is I print these. I use the A4, and when I print them, and I totally forgot, on the scale I put it to 95%. And when I print them out, I'm going to show you them in my binder. So this is my A5. When I print my month out now, they totally line up. I think it's going to be a little bit blurry. Okay, because my autofocus is off. Let me turn it back on so you guys can see. Okay, there we go. So here's my month, and then my week, and as you can see, everything lines up. I loved this last year. I did not need the bigger boxes because personally I don't use them. So that's what I did. As you can see, I just do some stamps here. Here's my list of birthdays. I do a calendar here for the next month. I keep track of my menstrual cycle. Probably too much information, but it's right there, so you're going to see it. But yeah, so that's what I do. And then when I open my month, it lines up perfect. And the month and the dailies I print on letter just like I've always done, but I was able to line them up. And to me, that was the selling point for using Fish. So I did do that. So that was one thing I did not tell you to do. So make sure that if you want to use the A4 setting, if you make it to 95%, it works. Now, if you're using the legal, it will still work the exact same. You don't have to make any adjustments to your print. You just have to do whatever your printer does. I could not get the legal to work. I did try to go to Staples. It was going to cost me, hey, sorry, I don't know when it stopped. But we were talking about printing. If you use the A4 and you print it at 95%, it will be the same as what they had in 2015 and they all line up. If you use the legal and you need that bigger space, you can totally still edit them the exact same. You just are going to print however you print. I looked into Staples and it was going to be expensive, and I didn't like the quality of the paper, so I just chose to do this. It worked for me, and for what I use them for, the smaller boxes are totally fine. You just have to remember when you're printing your month to put it at 95%. So that's how to do the monthly pages. When you go, I think I've already mentioned this, but you can get blank pages at the end of your dailies. Let me turn this back off so it's not driving you guys crazy. Are we in focus? It looks like we are. So you can go in and get blank pages. When you print everything out with editing, you just cut it at the end. You don't have to cut and reinsert and all that. And I think that's everything. So let me pause you guys for just a second. Hold on. Hey guys, I hope that was helpful. It's basically the same process with whatever file you want to open or use. You just need to edit them in the preview, open your toolbox, go to your text box. If you want to do it all in one line, you can. If you like having individual control, for those that are really type awesome, like me, I do them individually, and that way I can kind of move things around as I need to. Sometimes things change, and instead of rearranging everything, I'd rather just pull that one box and move it. So again, I hope this was helpful. I'm going to try my best to get this edited and up today. It is Tuesday afternoon, and I got this thing filmed, so I'm very excited. Please let me know if you have any questions. You can get me on Instagram. You can get me on the Facebook group. You can get me on Periscope. I'm on Twitter. I feel like I'm everywhere. So just look for KB Chronicles and, you know, ask me any questions. If there's anything else I can do to help, I'd be happy to do it. And if you have a specific question, let me know. I'd be happy to help you out with that too. So I hope you guys all have an awesome week. I hope this helps you out in customizing your sheets a little bit more. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.